Hello everyone, and welcome to the Univar Solutions Global Houston Solution Center. As you all know, drugs are being manufactured every day all around the world. With that, there are a multitude of factors involved with getting a finished drug product into a patient's hands. There is always room for improvement, and we will be demonstrating one solution for that by using co-processed excipients, also known as CPEs. So, what are CPEs? CPEs are a blend of various commonly used excipients such as silica, magnesium stearate, or microcrystalline cellulose, just to name a few, blended together into a single uniform blend. So in today's demonstration, we benchmarked a generic ibuprofen tablet and recreated that formulation using a CPE to showcase how CPEs may save on time, reduce waste, and increase efficiency, all while maintaining equal, if not improved, product quality and performance. To start, we characterized the ibuprofen raw material by determining the Hausner ratio using a tap density machine. From that value, we then determined whether additional excipients such as lubricants and flow aids were needed. In most tablet formulations, such excipients are required for improved powder flow, and this case was no different. As we weigh out the required amount of powder, take note of how, on a small scale, weighing out a single ingredient can take around 1 minute. The benchmark ibuprofen formulation consists of 8 total ingredients for just the tablet core. This means it does not include the coating system. Now, repeat this 8 times and it would average out to almost 10 minutes of time spent on powder weighing. In a full-scale production environment, operators are weighing out tens of thousands of kilograms with batch sizes that could be in the millions. You can imagine that the sheer scale of so much powder needed would take hours to weigh out. Conversely, the formulations developed here at the lab consisted of only 4 to 5 ingredients. By using CPEs, you are reducing the quantity of ingredients needing to be weighed, which reduces the time spent and waste generated. This concept holds true during the mixing stage as well. With less excipients, the mixing process is simplified and faster. In addition, blending uniformity may be enhanced as CPEs consist of several co-milled excipients. This means the particle sizes of the different excipients are closer in value. Extra processes such as sieving, milling, or granulation may no longer be needed. Having powders with similar particle sizes is key to good powder flow and tableting. After weighing and mixing, we ran the final powder blend on our tablet press. Tablets produced all closely matched the benchmark formulation's attributes. Here you can see the benchmark formulation compared to the CPE formulations. We developed 2 formulations using different CPEs with different excipient compositions to really demonstrate their versatility and effectiveness. The advantages of using CPEs versus non-CPE formulations are further emphasized during the quality control test performed that you will see up next. The physical dimensions of the tablet are slightly different than the benchmarks due to punch size differences. However, similar hardness values were attained. Disintegration times performed well under the benchmark. Note, however, the benchmark is coded while the prototypes demonstrated here are not. Dissolution times met the ibuprofen tablet's USP monograph for dissolution, with percentage of API release actually higher than the benchmarks. A table of results with all the benchmark products' attributes are displayed here along with the 2 CPE formulations. All tests were conducted in accordance with the relevant USP method. Thank you all for joining us today as we demonstrated the importance and advantages of using co-processed excipients during the drug development cycle. With a dedicated team of pharmaceutical experts, our solution centers can support you through every step of your product development cycle, whether it be formulation development, analytical testing, or innovation projects, all with the goal of helping you bring your product to market faster without compromising on regulations, product quality, or supply chain needs. Now we'll hear from our colleagues at the Solution Center in Sao Paulo.
Olá, eu sou Eduardo Adachi, especialista do Laboratório Farmacêutico da Univar Solutions do Brasil. Estou aqui para falar sobre a sua nova formulação de ibuprofeno. Na Univar Solutions, somos distribuidores desse ativo. Oferecemos um centro de soluções Pharma, com profissionais globais e laboratórios para ajudar no desenvolvimento de formulações e dar soluções técnicas sobre todo o processo, como, por exemplo, formas de economizar a matéria-prima. Veja só. Aqui nós temos 6 ingredientes utilizados numa formulação de ibuprofeno de 600 mg. E aqui a nossa sugestão é a utilização de um coprocessado para reduzir o número de ingredientes para 4, uma formulação de ibuprofeno 600 mg. A escolha correta de excipientes é muito importante. Isso pode economizar o uso de matérias-primas, tempo de trabalho, reduzir etapas de limpeza economizando água. Podemos até evitar gastos de solventes em testes de controle de qualidade. Com menos recipientes, nós necessitamos de menos esforço, simplificando etapas, tornando o processo mais fácil. Com isso, temos menos gasto de controle de qualidade, a redução do uso de embalagens para pesagem, a diminuição do tempo de etapas de pesagem e menos etapas para o manipulador. Aqui nós temos alguns equipamentos de controle em processo para comprimidos. Nós temos aqui um micrômetro, ele serve para medir a espessura do comprimido. A espessura do comprimido deve ser definida para que ele caiba dentro da cavidade do blister. Esse daqui é um durômetro digital, ele mede a dureza do comprimido. A dureza do comprimido é importante para ver se ele tem uma resistência física, para verificar porque é integrado junto à desintegração. Nós temos aqui uma balança digital. Essa balança aqui ela serve para medir o peso individual dos comprimidos e a variação entre eles também. Os pesos têm que estar dentro de uma especificação e a variação também não pode ser muito grande. Nós temos também o friabilômetro, que ele mede a resistência mecânica do comprimido ao atrito. Ele tem que medir uma perda de massa que ele sofre durante o processo de atrito, que não pode ser grande, porque senão ele não resiste aos processos de revestimento ou ao próprio processo de emblistagem. E nós temos também um equipamento chamado desintegrador, que ele mede o tempo de desintegração do comprimido. Agora vamos para os resultados dos testes. Vamos ver o comparativo deles. Vamos aqui olhar os resultados dos testes. O coprocessado, peso, foi bem parecido com o padrão. A dureza também, a friabilidade também. Houve uma pequena diferença na espessura e na desintegração. Mas, de maneira geral, os resultados são próximos e a gente pode considerar que a fórmula proposta foi um sucesso. Além de ajudar nos seus estudos comparativos, nós suportamos seu negócio com novas formulações. Desde a análise de ingredientes individuais até o desenvolvimento da formulação, temos a experiência e a proficiência para apoiar o seu produto. Aqui na Univar Solutions, você tem acesso a um centro de soluções Pharma, liderado por uma equipe global de farmacêuticos, químicos, cientistas especialistas, prontos para dar suporte técnico, fazer testes de aplicação, recomendar melhorias de desempenho e fornecer soluções especializadas e personalizadas. Apoiamos cada passo de sua jornada de formulação, compreendendo o ritmo acelerado da inovação e as rígidas exigências de regulamentação. Conte com nossa equipe para fazer do seu produto um sucesso de mercado.
Hello, and welcome to the Q&A portion of Eduardo and Jessica's session on pharmaceutical excipients. We're excited to have you here with us today and to dive in a little bit deeper with both Jessica and Eduardo from their various locations and labs. So we have lots of questions lined up for both of you. So thank you in advance for answering these. This one just came in, but I was wondering if you could share with us a little bit more about today's demonstration and if that would be easily transferable into large-scale manufacturing.
Yeah, great question. I definitely think it's transferable. Obviously, the equipment that we use are slightly different. It may not be the exact same ones that our customers are using. However, the mixing process is fairly straightforward, pretty simple. And we also have a team of technical experts that can really help you if you're starting formulation. So whether the formulation that we developed, for example, at the lab, works one-to-one, great. But in most cases, it's not. So we can be there to really help you fine-tune it and tweak it to your processes as needed.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. And Jessica, this one might be for you too, but with the use of co-processed excipients, what were some of the surprising factors that you discovered?
Yeah, and so one of the surprising factors, and this may sound a little funny, but it was the cleaning amount that was needed. So one thing is that I really hate cleaning up after weighing out so many different powders. And because there were less ingredients to weigh out, there were less powders to clean up. So there was less cleanup time ultimately, and that was just an added bonus that I didn't really see coming.
Yeah, less cleanup always sounds great. Okay. And then this question is definitely for both of you. So I noticed when I was watching your presentation that you have very different equipment in each of your labs. Can you kind of speak to that and what that means for Univar Solutions, global solution centers, as far as supporting customers from around the world?
Yeah, Dora, do you want to start this?
Okay, we have different equipments, in fact, but the concept is similar, but we have some complementary equipments as well because in in Brazil, in Solution Center in Osasco, we have a coating system, coating machine, so we can coat our tablets and different from United States. You have a rotatory tableting machine as well, and it is different from what we have in Houston.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly the answer I was going to say is that our equipment complement each other. So what I can't do, Eduardo can do. What he can't do, I can do. And that just speaks to our network of global solution centers as a whole. We can really help support customers on a global basis and on a local basis as well.
Perfect. Perfect. So, another solution centers question here, but are the centers capable of reformulating an older formulation? So, say like a wet granulation process and turning that into a direct compression process.
Of course, since Univar Solution has a lot of interesting excipients in our portfolio, we can reformulate that in order to achieve a direct compression formulation. At the end, replacing turning it easier to do because the wet granulation is more complicated.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, we're going to shift gears a little bit here. The next couple of questions are much more specific on co-processed excipients. But can you first speak a little bit to the labeling requirements for using CPEs?
Yeah, so essentially CPEs are, a blend of several different excipients combined together. And all of those excipients, they do follow the, relevant regulatory requirements, whether it's, the USP in the States, EP, BP, whatever the case may be. So because of that, we have to list out all the excipients in the blend. So we can't just say, this is, a tab. We have to say this is the actual makeup within a tab. So maltodextrin, stuff like that.
Okay. All right, great. And is it possible to actually produce smaller tabs with CPEs? And then, as a follow-up to that, is every CPE suitable for every formulation?
About the CPEs suitable for every formulation, we need to understand what we need as a final result, because a CPA can be made with a binder plus excipient filler, or so it's we need to understand if it's necessary to use a binder or disintegrant in the formulation. So CPE is tailor-made for each situation. But about the question that you did in the beginning, I think that Jessica can
Yeah,
answer.
the weight one, yeah. So the short answer is yes, we can definitely make a smaller tablet out of it. In fact, when me and Eduardo were developing, this presentation today, we ended up using less and having a smaller tablet being produced at the final end goal than what would be normally created if you were to just use non-CPE formulation. So it definitely does save on literal space as well.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay. And then last question for both of you, and this is kind of a high level question, but can you provide some examples of real world applications using CPEs? And then also just give kind of a general summary of benefits using CPEs compared to single ingredients.
All right. So real world applications, this ties back a little into what Eduardo was saying before. Every CPE is tailored a little bit differently. So you have some CPEs that, specifically to help with disintegration, some specifically that has, binders in it. So in terms of, actual product development, depending on what your end goal is, you would choose a CPE that fits so that you can get your product out to market faster, because you don't have to worry about sourcing all these other different ingredients. Just source this one CPE, this one blend, and you can go ahead and start your formulation process. Also, the specifications are more narrow, so you know exactly how to tailor it. It's easier, just more efficient as a whole. Anything I missed?
Anything to add, Eduardo, or did she get it pretty good?
I think that she did well, very well.
Great. Well, again, thank you both so much. Your presentation was so insightful, and your Q&A session was as well. So we can't thank you enough for being here with us today. And to all of our viewers, we look forward to connecting with you in the lab on your next project. Thanks so much.